Mhm. Hey everyone, my name is Emily Sullivan and I have Tourette's syndrome. It's a brain disorder, which means I make sounds, shouts, and movements I can't control called tics, T-I-C-S. There is no K, it's not the bug. Today I want to talk about how I was diagnosed with Tourette's, life after my diagnosis, and what to do if you've just been diagnosed. So to give some background, I was diagnosed March 22nd of 2017, and I found out that I had Tourette's because I called my doctor. And I said, hey, P. Homie. Her name's Dr. Podgy, but I call her P. Homie. She doesn't like it, but that's okay. And I was like, P. Homie, we got a situation. I know I have tics. I've had tics since I was 6 years old. They come on and off. I had them really bad in high school. I had them really bad in middle school. I don't know what it is, but I recently just started saying hip, hip, hip a lot. And she said, yeah, you have Tourette's syndrome. And I was like, I have what? And she's like, Tourette's syndrome. And I was like, no. I Googled that online. I do not have that. And she's like, yeah, you have Tourette's. You always have. Like, I've always known. And I was like, you always knew? She's like, yeah. And I was like, why didn't you tell me? And she said, because you never asked. What? So I spent years of my life wondering what was wrong with me, why I had a ticking disorder, not knowing it was just Tourette's. So post-Tourette's diagnosis, people have been pretty understanding for the most part. Obviously, March is at the end of the school year, so I left my university and I went to go work at a summer camp, which is, I have an online class and I have it open in the background because we're on break, but you can hear my teacher's dogs and everything. Anyways, people have been pretty understanding. I left university and I went to go work at a summer camp, and that's interesting because I have coprolalia, copopraxia, echolalia, and echopraxia. I got all the lalias and praxias. Basically, lalia is language, praxia is movement. So, fuck off, Trump, fuck off, fuck nigger, shit bomb, fuck. Sorry. So, coprolalia is cursing and saying bad words. Copopraxia is doing obscene gestures, which is really hard when I'm driving. And echo every time I talk about it. Echolalia is the need to repeat something that you or someone else says. And echopraxia is really fun. That's when you do the movements other people do. So I worked at a camp with copopraxia, coprolalia, echopraxia, echolalia. I had all the cursing, I had all the repetition, and I actually had a really great group of friends. The other counselors there were super understanding. But midway through camp, I started having these really bad tic attacks where I would have paralysis tics. My legs would completely freeze up and I'd fall over and I'd start seizing on the ground. And my then partner, Deneen, my then partner at the time, they were really great. They would hold my head and tell me you're going to be okay. And they always passed. I never had an attack in front of other kids, in front of any of the kids, because my brain, I just don't tick as much when I'm around kids. I teach Sunday school and, I don't, fuck off. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. I don't really curse around kids. A big thing about Tourette's syndrome is it depends what mindset you're in. That's why I don't really tick when I drive either. I don't tick when I'm working with kids. I don't tick when I drive. I don't tick when I'm eating at home, but I will tick if I'm eating. I go to get food at my college. Well, now it's closed, but I would go to get food with Damien in my college cafeteria, and I'd be ticking as I'm eating. Which really confuses some people. If you don't know Damien, that's my name. That's the name of my service dog. He's trained for Tourette's syndrome, so whenever I have one of those tic attacks, he lets me know ahead of time, and he'll lay down on top of me to help it stop. And if I'm hitting myself, he'll interrupt it. He'll jump up on me and have me pet him. So now let's get to the part of the video that I was intending to get to. What do you do if you are newly diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome? Well, the first thing to know is your life is not over. You're just starting a new chapter. And Tourette's can be really interesting because the tics wax and wane, so they come and go. It's pretty rare that I'm an adult with Tourette's because usually people grow out of it by the time they're 17 or 18. They start in middle school and they end by the end of high school. I'm an adult with Tourette's. I'm 22 and I still have tics. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Can you hear my class?
Yeah, that turned out to be kind of too long of a break for me, but since I said 2:15, we'll do it.
I have a question, Professor.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear that. So yeah, so Tourette's is interesting. It opens up a whole new path of creativity you never knew you had. Tics wax and wane. So if you're concerned about your tics, know that you may not always have it. They have plenty of medications for Tourette's syndrome. Not plenty. They have a fair amount. Oh my god, will you be quiet?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna talk over my class.
An assignment and I wanted to
There we go. So yeah, so if you have Tourette's syndrome, it opens a whole new chapter of your life. Like I was saying, they wax and wane, they come and go. You probably will grow out of it by the time you're 17 or 18. People treat you differently with Tourette's sometimes. For the most part, people are pretty good at ignoring it or being polite, but sometimes you'll say something that's really funny, and people are afraid to laugh, and you have to tell them, like, it's okay to laugh. If you're okay with it, you can say, it's okay to laugh. It's, it's an interesting part of my diagnosis. It's an interesting part of me, but that doesn't mean that I'm always doing it to be funny, like when I'm hitting myself over and over again. Why did I say it? When I'm hitting myself over and over again. You shouldn't laugh at that, but Donald Trump's a chode. Stuff like that. Stuff like that you can laugh at. For the most part, my professors have been very accepting. Except for like 2, but they were like entitled rich white men. So what was I expecting? One of my professors told me, he said, if you have a disability and you have a service dog, you need to bring the dog. Which is what he said one day when I didn't have Damien, because he had diarrhea. I'm not going to bring him to class. And he made me feel so bad. That's actually the class I'm taking now. He makes me feel so bad. And like when I was without Damien, I was ticking, and like every time I would tick, he would like freeze. And I'd be like, oh God, can you stop? So if you've been diagnosed with Tourette's, know that life is pretty much just the same. Sometimes you'll get a butthole or 2 people, but they will exist everywhere for anyone with any disability. That's about all I have to say. If you check out my more recent videos, I've stopped saying curse words because I want to be a special education teacher, and if people see my videos, I don't want them to say like, hey, that girl's a potty mouth. Unless it's a tick. If it's a tick, I can't control it. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, please comment them below, and I would be more than happy to read them and get back to you guys. Love you. Bye.